God, how do you even open this? Can't handle this. Oh,
She's
look,
incompetent.
It's still sealed.
Uh-huh. Let's zoom in on that action.
It's totally my favorite poem, guys.
Okay.
Okay, so I have Reluctance. Where is that one?
Are you reluctant to read this?
Yeah, incredibly so. Hey, Tony. Good God, Lindsay.
What?
I'm trying to find this.
Come on, the clock is ticking.
I don't care.
You have 5 minutes. It's probably highlighted. Oh my God.
You had it highlighted in here? I like mine. Mine has like nothing in it. Oh, I found it.
Was it highlighted?
No, it wasn't actually. It only had a star.
So do I have to talk to you about the poem, or do you just monologue?
I think I just monologue for a little bit.
Okay. Darn.
Okay, so I think I pretty much get this poem. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with it. So the title of this one is Reluctance. And I'm pretty sure that he is reluctant about everything at this point because it's Robert Frost and he just can't ever be happy with anything. So it's a journey through a field and woods, and he's just going everywhere. He's finally come to where he can finally go home, and he realizes that everything is done, and everything is sleeping, and there's snow everywhere. All of nature is just kind of come to like a still, and he wonders in the last stanza if there is any way that man can accept what had happened, and if he can just go with the flow. So there is repetition in this poem in several places. This includes the rhyme theme itself, as in each poem, the second, fourth, and sixth lines of each stanza rhyme with each other. Repetition of theme, that being nature, which isn't really a theme, but he's using it as such, and just kind of death and reluctance itself, which is quite apropos because you know that title there. Nice. So the fields and woods are mentioned in the first stanza as our highway and hills. So this is all his journey. He goes through all these different portions of his life, and then a highway is a really long stretch, and that's whenever he has come by the highway home. So he's kind of done. Like this is the last stretch that he has to go.
Or, like height.
What?
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 Punch you in the face. Professional. And In the second stanza, everything is dead, but the oak tree still clings to some things because, you know, it's Robert Frost who's death, but we still have to cling to the last one little bit of life.
How professional of you.
I don't care. he talked about the leaves through this whole thing, through this one little stanza, and they're not really blowing at all. They're just kind of like trudging along, scraping and creeping on the snow, and the snow isn't even nice and powdery and pretty. It's crusted and nasty, kind of like this poem. Again, the leaves continue into the stanza following that one, and now they're just kind of lying there on the ground, dead, almost like how the narrator was probably about to be. The last lone aster is gone, and the flowers of the witch hazel wither. So all that was nice and pretty about this is just kind of gone. And there's no way this is really going to recover at this point. The last stanza of this is actually kind of important because it addresses what Frost is really trying to communicate in this poem, that man is not supposed to go with the drift of things, and he should not yield with a grace to reason, and he should not accept an end to love or to a season. So because of this last stanza, you can almost assume this isn't really a death of the narrator or the death of all the nature, but really it can be a relationship ending in the same way that fire and ice could also be seen as the end to a relationship. Because of the last two lines, I'm bound accept the end of a love or a season. The attitude is in the title itself, Reluctance, kind of like how the reader is reluctant to read it. But he's kind of, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but he's really reluctant, especially in the last stanza, to accept what has happened, and he does not want things to be that way if he can change it. He doesn't want to just accept the way that something is because that's the way it's supposed to be. What is
S is shift.
Shift. Oh, thank you. Yes. The shift comes in line 19 with when to the heart of man. And this comes after but the feet question whither. So up until line 19, it's really just kind of pondering nature and how dead it is, quite pensive. But at this line, it changes to not just, oh, look at this poem, but it's like, oh, look, there's actually some kind of feeling to this, and it has something to do with something other than nature for just a moment. The title and theme, right?
Yeah,
Title.
theme, then title.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Or no, it is title and theme. I'm stupid.
We're stupid. Okay, so the title.
Stupid. Okay.
The title again is Reluctance. So that's really unlike the other titles of his poems where it'll be repeated in the poem or it will be found elsewhere. It's really not stated as such, but it's really just an overall just theme and feel to the poem. Yes. And it again has to do with the reluctance that the narrator feels in accepting what has happened. So again, the themes are reluctance and what is it? Just the will of man and how it shouldn't be that just something is the way that it is because that is the way that it is. And this concludes Reluctance by Robert Frost.
You should probably say your name now because you were supposed to in the beginning.
But yeah, I'm Taylor Fake and I was supposed to do that initially. And please don't ask me for my Canada number because I can't read off the top of my head.
And you also have low battery.